We are ready for some Fallout New Vegas. But I am not ready, because I didn't prepare. I did, actually, but I'm not ready. I'm almost ready for Fallout New Vegas. Very interesting. Very interesting. Look at the things there that are interesting. I'm looking. You're not. Don't worry. Don't worry. I just make the mic hot. Is that the correct way of saying it? Because, you know, it's a hot mic. I don't know how I would say it. Well, I still have this open. I shouldn't have this open. It's bad. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Left, right, left, right, left, right. And we're going live. We're live. We were live. It is not live that I mean. It is my face. My face on camera. We're also exploring this place in here that has soundtrack. Last episode, we talked to all the robots. Today, we're probably going to talk to all the robots. We're going to see how that turns out. But they speak very loudly. They are very rude robots that speak loudly. And this... Oh, we can go to the big mountain already. We can go to the big mountain already. And YouTube does not like it when I have this soundtrack in the background. Although, fortunately, my editing style makes it very straightforward to not have problems with copyright infringement, which I believe is just what it is. Cappy Shammy, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Connectivity PR, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Looking forward to a great stream. I am indeed. Thank you very much for joining me. This is the beginning. This is the very beginning of the Old World Blues, which is... I do not remember the storyline, so I'm not 100% sure. I only played it once. I only finished the game once. And I don't remember... I don't remember liking the fact that there's a lot of fighting. But... I don't remember the storyline either. So, let's see what happens with that. We have a foot locker with some scrap. Oh, is that all that's going to be in here? Stuff that we have no need for? Because we punch people, by the way. Oh, chems are good. Hey, I found some mentats here.
Breaking news. Talking lobotomite.
Mr. Harry, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
Purpose unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here.
Yellow Brick Road. Gotcha.
impossible.
You mean impossible?
Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts.
Paladin Shenron, welcome to the stream.
Verbology?
I know it's Zero. I remember that
I
bit.
do. And stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Rob Kotek on your arm? It is. What's your agenda bringing that in here?
What, my Pip-Boy?
How dare you bring Rob Kotek in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain could make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
I was trying to remember where I heard somebody say Robco junk regarding the Pip-Boy. Was that... Where was that? Either way, I don't think I'll worry you by telling you what House and his robots have been up to since.
Worry about
Father
how-
Elijah, thank you.
Why would I do
Thank you very much. It
this?
was.
Hope he died alone in a dingy room, streaming his last
He
remaining
screams very loudly.
into jars. And him and his dirty girl bots. Don't even get me started on those filthy biological catcher's mitts.
I think he... Does he... Is he referring to the only one girl bot that exists in the original game? But of course I restored the other one. I don't remember the name. How can I forget the name? The one that actually is more famous. Just calm down. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Fine. Ask.
Rob Trash. Yeah. What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I've
Hey, Ollie Chisa, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
render anything inoperable. Preserve
Marilyn,
it in a
indeed.
non-functioning state.
I forgot the name. That doesn't sound impressive. Breaking machines, that is.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
I'm not picking on them. I was saying that it's only the two only girl robots that Mr. House has. And also, there's only one in the original game, so it's kind of interesting that he talks about both of them. Even though the DLC was released after... Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong girl robots. Maybe the other robots are girls as well. That flying can opener. Oh, I see. Jane is equally famous. Yes, but not in my mind, because I don't... I'm bumping all the things. Because I don't know anything, so only one of them is famous. Then Marilyn Monroe, because of... I don't actually know why Marilyn Monroe is more famous than Jane. Hudson? I don't remember. I keep saying Hudson, but it definitely isn't Hudson. Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept the mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
He doesn't want to accept the mistake. Are you sure? I'm a good listener. I got ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so
I see,
my
Harry.
name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
Well, if they kept confusing the letter with a number, your name is Dr. Zero. Dr. Zero.
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am Zero. How hard is that? A narrow, thin zero.
I was gonna say because I don't know if there's capital letter O's in this game or a whole lot. I've been on the lookout for them. I just haven't seen any. But you could assume that one is indeed the capital letter zero, or rather capital letter O rather than zero. But usually even the capital O and the zero is distinctive. However, in typewriters, not all typewriters, and certainly not modern typewriters, but in old school typewriters, you wouldn't have both the letter or both the number 0 as well, or the number 1. Did you know that? Because 1 is the same as a lowercase l, whereas 0 is the same as an uppercase o. So it would make typewriting a little bit weird for somebody who, or it does make typewriting in those machines a little bit weird for somebody who's accustomed to a computer keyboard or to a modern typewriter. But yeah, there are typewriters that that basically don't have that symbol. They just have punctuation instead. All right, so you want me to call you Zero, or...
Zero's my name.
Laxi, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
It doesn't get the recognition it deserves.
Yeah, see, Zero,
Be
different.
told my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Jane Russell. Marilyn Monroe got famous thanks to a Romanian director called Jean Negulescu. Maybe not Jean as in French, but I don't know how Romanian would pronounce Jean. Could be anything. In his CinemaScope, first in the world, movie How to Marry a Millionaire, he was known as the master of CinemaScope. Long story short, oh, that's where the whole skirt going up with a air underneath thing comes from. Then I think it is that CinemaScope thing. Long story short, back when the movie industry was real industry, I won't get into the details. Not the place, not the moment. French pronunciation, really? Then would the Negulescu be French pronunciation? Hope you guys are doing well. Yep. So far, it's all good over here. Hopefully everybody is doing well as well. If you wanted to differentiate the O and the 0... Oh, and look at that! They are indeed different. This is actually the 0 and the O, unless you don't pronounce 0 as 0 and you say O, like I think the British do. The British more commonly say O rather than 0. But that is the 0 because it's narrower, and that is the uppercase O. So we can tell, because the 0 is very distinctive. If you wanted to differentiate the 0 and the O, just put a slash through the 0.
What?
It's a standard term link code to distinguish the two.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion.
Neil.
Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
It's kind of funny to think about that, because in Sanskrit? No, Sanskrit's a completely different thing. In cursive, that's the word. In cursive, there are a lot of tricks for distinguishing between different letters and in numbers as well. Like, for example, the 7, to distinguish it from another possible way of writing a 1, you put a dash through it. A Q, for example, to distinguish it from another possible way of writing a 9, you just put a dash through the Q. A Z, for example, to distinguish it between another possible way of writing an S, you put a dash through the Z. And fun fact, the X as well, although sometimes it isn't because of that, but the X can have a dash through it to distinguish it from another possible way of writing the two letters S and C put together. But there's another thing as well, because there is a way to write the X as if they were an S and C put together, and so that can be very complicated. Another fun fact is that the dashes in cursive, or rather I say dashes, but a slash through a letter, can mean an abbreviation. And indeed it is used very often for, at least in Portuguese, for Q, for example, for words that start with Q. The word que, which means which in English, or what as well, but only when used like, you stepped. I don't know how to use it, but what I mean to say is the dash can also be used for abbreviations, but it isn't used like that for the 0. At least I've never seen cursive zeros being written with a dash through them. I have seen them written as an oblique line. Oblique line? You know what I mean. But that might be non-conformal. Non-conformal? Just, just a quirky way of notation. Good evening, Trash Mac. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? playing my favorite DLC from New Vegas. I am looking forward to remembering what the storyline is, because I don't remember. So far, it's just a bunch of very charismatic characters, which is good, because the other ones didn't quite have... No, they did have charismatic characters, especially Dead Money, I would say. Well, only Dead Money. So far, only Dead Money has a... Because the Honest Hearts, the characters aren't particularly charismatic. I did like Waking Cloud, but I think the voice actors carried it a little bit. The writing itself wasn't particularly... Yeah, it was okay. Brits only say nil for football scores. Nil is short in Latin for nihil, meaning nothing. Yes, it is. Connectivity PR. So that is some serious background knowledge. You should work at Big Mountain. No, it's all knowledge accrued by by actually having been taught cursive. It's very common for kids of my age. Kids of my age. For kids of my class. Is that? No, that sounds different. For people. It's very common, let's go with millennials, yeah. Although we don't have Generation Zero in Portugal. We don't think about that like the Americans do, because for some reason that's a thing. But it's very common for millennials and older people, older than millennials, I should say, to have been taught cursive in school. And very quickly, as you grow up, well, say very quickly, but by the time you're like 14 or 15, you have already seen a lot of different ways to write cursive things. And I was lucky enough to be raised with my grandparents. And so both of them had very interesting ways of writing things, especially the X's. The X's are magical in Portuguese for some reason. Oblique. No, that's not the word that I was using. Was that the word? No, that wasn't the word that I was using. Was it? I thought I was saying another thing. Oh, I was. Yes, oblique. Yeah. At the time, there were a lot of Romanians at Hollywood. Lauren Bacall, John Florea, Edward G. Robinson. Many of them were there for different movie projects and remained after the war. And Lauren was actually born in the USA. There's a reference to her in, I think, Fallout 2. Lauren Bacall. Considering the fact that I miss all of the references in everything, it is not surprising that I don't remember that reference. But also, it could be that you're mistaken, of course, because you say, I think there's a reference. No, you're actually not saying I think. You're saying there is a reference to her. You say yes, I think. Yeah, there is. The main story of Old World Blues is Wizard of Oz. Yes, but I don't know what the story of Wizard of Oz is. So, because of the being bad and not knowing anything. I heard Black Mountain are hiring after their radio operator left. I don't remember what happened to the radio operator either. I was one of the last years to learn it here in the States, says Capishami, but we learned very little of it. It's kind of funny because I was 7 when a cousin of mine who lived in and grew up and learned how to write in South Africa. This was 94. A cousin of mine came from South Africa to Portugal. He was 8 at the time. And he joined me in school in the same class that I was at. So he joined the 2nd grade instead of 3rd grade where he normally would be. But I think it had to do with like the journey thing or something, or there was something going on with the reason why he went back a year. Never really quite understood it. It might have been because like of equivalencies or something, because he learned English. It could have been for many reasons. He spoke Portuguese though, but he spoke English as well. And I remember at the age of 7, I knew how to. I learned how to write with like 3 or 4, but I wrote in Cursiva. I think I understood. I'm pretty sure I understood block letters and just how to write a block letter. You know, the traditional sans serif font that we have over here. No, actually not sans serif. Just the block letters, the uppercase letters. And at the age of 7, I saw his handwriting, and his wasn't cursive, and I never fully understood why. It could be that South Africa, or at least the school that he taught at, because at this time it was still... No, 94, apartheid was already done. That was 91 that apartheid stopped, I think. No, was it 91? No, that's different. That's the fall of the wall. I don't remember. Either way, it is possible that he just wasn't taught cursive. And he wrote like this. He wrote, at the age of 8, he wrote like computer code, computer sans serif font. And I was like, that's really cool. I will do that. And I copied it for a while. And then I decided not to do it. And then I decided to do it again. And to this day, my handwriting is a mixture of cursive and and this sort of stuff. I don't do handwriting too much anymore. I do have a notebook in front of me. I was taught cursive in school. It was called calligraphy. Oh yeah, that's right. It is called, although that is technically not the correct definition, but it is also called in Portuguese. A lot of people call it just calligraphy, the cursive, but it isn't. Calligraphy is any handwriting. Sounded like you were using context-wise. No, it was Capichami. I just forgot because, you know. I'm too old to be a millennial and too young to be a boomer. So you're a generation Y, I believe. Because Generation X is what millennials are. No, then you're what? No, is Generation X and Y are millennials? I think Generation Y are millennials. Yeah. Is that true? I don't remember. I don't know. I never. It's totally pointless. It's such a dumb thing in general, but apparently it's very important for the culture of the United States, and people just know that, and I don't know that. We learned cursive as well. In fact, I think we were only allowed to write block and not cursive from grade 6 or 7. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Stopping. I mean, it is cursive is kind of a pain in the ass. Some kids will have a lot of trouble with it and just write like really difficult things to read. I had colleagues that just had the worst handwriting in the world, and I just look at that and I could not understand it. But I also know for a fact that some of them did it on purpose. They was just, it doesn't matter. I was the last generation born in the communist Romania, so my generation is kind of in between. Yeah, but that's the reason. I think that's the reason why generations don't really matter, at least here to Portugal, in comparison to the United States. The United States just has, it's just weird. Like the whole generation thing is just kind of baffling. 83 model. Look at that. I'm young. You're right. It's Gen. Okay, so so is that what you want to be? I forget what he said.
At least the old name was indisputable.
It had to do with his name.
It was more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Well, there's power in 0. It reduces anything multiplied against it to 0.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. To make a 0
he's not gonna want it.
Think tank. They won't be able to escape it.
Yeah,
Diagonal slash right down the middle.
That's my impression as well, Capichami.
Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
So, 0. Got any amazing discoveries to share?
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well...
Shouldn't it be the Gosses, the screens?
Look at this. Just built it. Amazing, isn't it?
Shouldn't it be the Goss, the screens? Also, don't give me crap. I don't need crap. Yeah, it certainly is interesting, whatever it once was.
You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors.
Hey, Azor, welcome to the stream.
Everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Tell me about Mobius and these monsters of his.
That genius Mobius somehow cobbled together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
I did check it out, Azor. It's not really what I'm looking for. I was too young to understand much of the communist period, says Harry. The cold, lack of electricity, whatever, and heating. But I remember the early 90s, the famine and the poverty, and the huge help from the U.S. Army, and they gave clothes and foods and medicine. It's kind of, you probably have the same, well, I wouldn't say the same. In a way, you and I probably have the same perspective of, like, the generation that came before us, that dealt directly with things. I was born 10 years after the fall of of the far right regime that we had here and the dictatorship, but everybody still talked about it, like in a real like lived in way. Obviously, growing up, and people would be talking about it, but naturally, it wasn't the same sort of worldwide political impact. So obviously, it's different for Romanians than it is for Portuguese people. But it's kind of weird living like in the shadow of such a tremendously different society. It just informs your everyday to a point, but not in a lived-in experience. And I don't know. It's definitely something. I was talking about this the other day with somebody, and it's definitely something that informs the way I look at people who have, like personally, whenever I personally deal with people who have just a vastly different lived experience than me. It's just, I know growing up what it is to deal with people who have a vastly different lived experience than me. Just because, there's a generational gap here in Portugal, and I imagine in Romania as well, between, people who know what it was like, and people who don't. At least that was my experience anyway. The voice actors deliver so good, they do. So it sounds like weird, but I feel I don't belong in either area, so to speak. Yeah, the in between. I don't know. I understand that. I think I understand that. I could see. I mean, Portugal doesn't quite like. I don't think my generation and the generation that comes after has as much of a divide as my generation and the generation that came before has. It is really different. Generational gap here. I think it always was in many ways. It's like that, and the thing is, the thing here is that it sort of superimposed the generational gap between the baby boomers and the ones that and Generation Y in the United States, except 20 years later. So it's kind of weird because it's on multiple levels. There is a big generational gap here, but from the ones before, not necessarily from the ones ahead. I think a giant robot scorpion.
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
Right. What are the odds? Can you tell me about this facility?
Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried. Now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing.
Is it me or is that light flickering? No, it's the screen. I'm looking at the screens and it's doing weird things to my eyes. That light is not flickering. Lisboa would be the Portuguese way of writing it, or I guess the Portuguese writing of it. It's interesting to you guys talk about this. Sorry, no wonder, no problem, Capishami. It's totally fine. Yeah, it's just side tangents basically. I go on tangents a lot. I need more of those worthless caps to test the CIU barter functions upstairs.
I'd have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
Okay, I think we've spoken long enough.
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
For sure. No questions about the mentats. Wait, it might have been you, Dr. Dalla.
You are an unusual specimen.
Dr. Dalla is quite something.
Walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and
Porto is the true capital, Lazar. Yes.
The extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear. Most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
The quick scribe jumped over the lazy paladin.
Yes, go on.
What is going on here indeed?
Lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue. Like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's mouthal cavity.
Mouthal cavity. I'm pretty sure that's not the correct way of saying it. If you say "al" at the end, it needs to be the Latin. It needs to... Oh, how would you say it? Is it buccal? Buccal cavity? With a B and a O and a U? No. Buccal cavity. Buccal cavity. Back awful, welcome to the stream. That is indeed the word, I think so. Is it my first time playing Old World Blues? It is not my first time, but I don't remember the plot. And people keep telling me that it's the Wizard of Oz plot, and I don't know what that is. I actually don't know what the Wizard of Oz plot is. So, Dali is quite something. So it's true, a long time of abstinence makes women act weird, says Harry. I'll see myself out. I don't know. It's not. I'm not sure that this is about abstinence here. I think this is about knowing. Yeah. Some good voice acting. Yeah. Yeah. And Dala is, I think, the most remarkable of them all. I think. The lines also carry it a lot, but the voice acting definitely pulls it. I think the problem is there's two. I think Dr. Klein specifically, and there's another doctor that I forget the name. Boris, I believe. Dr. Klein and Dr. Boris. They're both very out there. We're gonna talk to them in a moment, but they're very out there. I've been dead tired lately from work, says Back Awful, and I'll go back to lurking. So rest well. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for lurking. Why did you remove my brain? And how?
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols.
That makes no sense. How is this even possible?
That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain are still connected to your brain somehow.
Oh, right.
It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to...
Holy Chaisa, thank you for subscribing. For 3 months. Thank you very much, Holy Chaisa. You're very generous. And enjoy the... Did I make... Oh, right. I don't know that I... Right, I have a new emote, but it's a tier 2. And tier 2, anything but tier 1, I don't expect anybody to subscribe. I don't expect anybody to subscribe, but more than tier 1 is something. I do have an emote that is in there that I don't remember what it is. But I was gonna, put it in for all the subscribers, and then Twitch just says you can only have 2 emotes for the tier 1. So I think I need 25 subscribers to be able to have 3 emotes on tier 1. So Cappy Shammy enjoying the thumbs up thing, and Holy Chaisa hopefully enjoys them as well. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. I think it wasn't Save Scum, but it was kind of like that. The emotes is just a nice touch. Well, I hope I am not very good at making them, but I hope they're nice. Who are you, and what do you do here?
Why, my little bear of
I thought those were options, and it's just
I am
you
Dr.
can choose more.
Dala, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
The good job SG doesn't show up for some reason. Not on my side, anyway. Yeah, he doesn't show up for some reason. What's formography?
It's excessive examination of the human form to achieve psychological arousal. Disgusting. I would never succumb to such base appetites. Distractions. Filthy, filthy distractions.
Yeah. 211 doctorates. How is that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well.
What is that?
Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
See, first head chief researcher. That's a lot of titles.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
Yes, I'm sometimes called a courier.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times.
Right.
Very different specimens.
Because the other courier was also here, as we heard from Father Elijah. Who was incidentally was the one who said that Robco made junk. Or I suppose that the Pip-Boy is Robco junk. There was another courier?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
He was looking for me. I don't know that... He must have been looking for me. Yeah, I don't really know if we have heard of the courier's motivation, the other courier's motivations so far. What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
I feel strange in here. Peaceful, but on edge.
It is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here.
I as obvious as Fallout 2's references are, I knew some of them were references because they stand out so much. Like, for example, the Bridge of Death, I believe is a reference to Monty Python. And I hadn't seen Monty Python by the time I was playing Fallout 2. And in fact, Monty Python gets referenced a bunch, specifically that movie, the King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Is that how it works? Is that what the name of the movie? I don't remember. That's not the right name of the movie, is it? Because it even has the Holy Hand Grenade, which I thought was a reference to Worms Armageddon. No, actually, Worms Armageddon. So you can't imagine the level of knowledge that I had when I was playing Fallout 2. So basically, I played Fallout 2 and Fallout 1, but I played it without getting any of the references whatsoever, but knowing that they must have been some references. And yeah, they're very obvious. And I honestly don't think they add to the game. I think that it's just juvenile and just uninspired. I think it's nice to have a nod or something, but the way Fallout 2 does it, specifically with the random encounters, is very, very blatant, and I think it shouldn't be like that. I think it really shouldn't be like that. I hope you play the Restoration Project. Yeah, the Restoration Project adds... I don't know that it adds a lot of stuff. Definitely should play with the Restoration Project, but it adds... I don't think that it adds references. Failing to be a geek, yes. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Is that how they... it was the Holy Grail, the quest for the Holy Grail. But is that the name? Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Huh. Is the name of the film. Yes, thank you. Ni. Is that from that movie as well? The Knights of Ni. It is. It must be. My favorite is Brave Sir Brian. That's just, well, the running away part of it, because it's really cool. It's good and cool. The worst thing about Fallout 2 is the pariah dog. Oh, that's also a reference, isn't it? I rarely got it. I don't know why I never got it too much, but yeah, it is there. I think I got it in the latest Let's Play. The latest Let's Play of Fallout 2. Is there any way to shut it off?
Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us, again and again. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind. Not something I would relish doing. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain. And we extracted that like we do all the lobotomites here.
Get out of here. Give me some money too. This is my favorite song. No, it isn't my favorite song. I like some bits of the song. My favorite song is the one that everybody loves. Because of course it is. Because of course it is. Just a reference to a generic real-life feral dogs. Ah, see. Português, yeah. Oh, Picochet. Welcome to the stream. I thought you were Azor for a little. Picochet? Why did I say Picochet? Pipochet, potentially. Welcome to the stream. What mods am I using? For everybody's benefit and for you as well, the mods that I'm using are not listed here on Twitch, but they are listed on YouTube. So if you go to that link... No, it's the other way around. Can I point to it? You know what the link is to your YouTube over there? Yeah, you can see it down there on the lower right corner of the screen. If you go to that link and you look at my latest videos, you will see that I'm making a Let's Play. Actually, I'm making a Let's Play out of the footage that I get out of the stream. And I'm making a Let's Play of New Vegas. So open any episode of that Let's Play, specifically the Let's Play, and in the description, there's a list with all the mods. So... There's where it is. I hope it helps. Is this your favorite song? What's the name of the song and who sings it? Good question, Harry. I don't know. I don't even know the name of the song of my favorite song, let alone this one, which isn't my favorite song. No problem. Peggy Lee, why don't you do it right? Oh, right. I have looked. I've listened to all the soundtrack. I don't remember when it was, because it wasn't ever when I played the game. It must have been during the time I wasn't playing Fallout New Vegas and had decided to never play Fallout New Vegas. So, you know, because I only played Fallout New Vegas the first time like 3 years back or something. I had other questions.
Perhaps you are stuck in a looping gesture of verbal intercourse.
Nah, it's not yet. Can you tell me about Dr. Mobius?
Dr. Mobius, a monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the
Jaundiced?
world.
That's not a word.
Tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible
It is a word.
Peers at us.
I will raise the perception.
Magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all.
Jaundiced is quite a word. Apparently it means yellow or yellowish. Or also it can mean envious because of the yellow with envy, I think. I don't understand how the tech line wants will help.
It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the Dome, where all technology belongs. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world, piece by piece. All will be in order. And
Taco Tuesday, welcome to the stream, Arrogent. Thank you for the follow, Peepochet, by the way. Can you tell me more about the Big Empty?
The Big Empty? Now that's not a proper title for this research facility. You sound like previous test subjects that came here. This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see. No matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you.
Did it, though? Like what?
Previous test subjects who have come here have had many questions for us. We answered them with science, fire, and termination.
Termination. Let's kill them all. Because they are test subjects. Okay, let me, Actually, you know what? You seem to be looking at me a lot.
Your primitive eyes deceive you. No, there are no needs contained within my soft
Dark God Through, welcome to the stream.
Much like the soft gel of your eyes. No, nothing here.
We've spoken enough.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Let me see what I have over here for my perception. Because, naturally, I want to see that. So we got some Coyote Tobacco, which is probably going to be good. And we have Perception 2 on Mentats. That's all I need. Not addicted.
And you return as curious as a teddy bear. Are you stuck in a looping gesture of greeting?
That's the second time you mentioned that. What do you mean looping gesture of greeting?
Looping, yes. It is a scientific fact that hormones drive a percentage of lobotomites into recursive behavior patterns.
No, wait.
We haven't researched this, as my colleagues care little about the behavior patterns of lobotomites once their brains are removed. It is why so many are littered around the facility, like skinvelopes, discarded after they are peeled open and the contents extracted.
Isn't Curious George a teddy bear? You were unaware teddy bears were curious. I thought Curious George was a teddy bear. Huh. The looping thing, Dala, is a shortened form of mandala, which means circle in Sanskrit, which is South African, South African language, I think. Right? Another looping and infinite figure, which follows the I don't know if it is that follows the naming convention of other members of the think tank. Because of the loop. And the Boros is the Ouroboros. Wow, but this one is a difficult one. This one is difficult. Because, you know, the other ones are just references to English things. It's Boris. It's Klein. I wonder what Klein is then. It's German. You know. Just German. A chimp, if I remember correctly. Oh, that's right. That is right. Yeah, it's just a monkey. Corduroy was a teddy bear, if that's what you're thinking of. No, I have no idea how to even pronounce that. Colleen, potentially a typo for Klein, says Harry. Klein, yes. In German equals small. So why is Klein mentioned like that? Why are you saying that other members? Which follows the naming convention of the other members. Ooh. The baseline in the background. That's what I'm talking about. What recursive behavior patterns are you talking about?
It varies according to the number and density of lobotomites that have infected an area. In 43% of observed cases, 2 lobotomites left alone will fight for dominance or inject bodily fluids into each other's orifices. Unsanitary. I have tried to observe more cases, but subjects seem unwilling to release bodily fluids in my presence.
How very unfortunate. I assume they still fight for dominance. I can't help but notice your fascination with human body. I mean, nobody can help but notice that.
What? Nonsense.
Azor was around for a little while, and then he saw that it wasn't prey. He went away. I think. He might still be... lurking. That's the word. I was trying to look for it. So I can close my eyelids, breathe deeply, and then stretch languidly. Potentially pronounced languidly. I have heard it pronounced languidly. But there's no reason why it would be like that in English. But I do know that there's some words where the U just disappears. Turn and cough roughly and then slowly scratch nose. Run your hands along the sides of your face and then exhale rapidly. I'm going to go with the first one. I'm going to close my eyelids, breathe deeply, and then stretch languidly.
What? What are you doing?
I'm going to run my hands along the sides of my face and then exhale rapidly. And we just completed the mission coming out of her shell.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
Oh, and now we know what it means. I'm going to turn and cough roughly and then slowly scratch my nose.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
You're all a bunch of hypocrites claiming superiority, but you miss being human. Admit it.
I cannot deny it. The illogic of it. The betrayal of our own beliefs. I blame my curiosity.
I could come back anytime and just breathe if you want.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my gel might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
No problem. I am getting all of your drained small energy cells. I'll take them away. Goodbye.
Until our next interaction.
Uh-huh. Alright, then. I really don't need the anything. The energy cells. There's a lot of energy cells. We might need that, actually. I'll hang on to those. Alright. There's more things over here. There it is. Holy Shisa is asking about Colony Ship. I did a video on Colony Ship, and I will be doing a Let's Play on Colony Ship until, like, next month or something. So yeah, I definitely will be checking out Colony Ship. This is so wrong on so many levels. Every John, welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, Colony Ship looks pretty cool. The writing is like, bang, perfect. It's not like, it's kind of like, it's functional at the beginning because obviously it's, the Age of Decadence had very much the same thing. It's a style of writing where you want it to work well, basically, and it's so very obvious when it doesn't work well, and it works well all throughout the Age of Decadence, I feel. It's like consistent and cohesive, and allows for you to roleplay whatever character you want. And in this obviously I've only played very little, like an hour or two, but in this game it feels to be basically that. The name Boros is a reference to the name of ancient symbol Ouroboros, which is typically depicted as a snake eating its own tail, another looping and infinite figure, which follows the naming convention of the other members. The misspelling of Boros was an error on Mobius's part. And you have a tattoo of on Ouroboros. Yeah, Ouroboros is a very famous thing. I probably should talk to Klein now, even though we did talk to Klein. Hey Klein, what's up?
I can hear your penis-tipped feet tromping around.
Sorry. Tromping about? Shouldn't you say flopping about? Ooh, wait. Oh, these are their rooms. Although I'm not sure they're current rooms. Also, by the way, Dalla kept mentioning the gel and all that. I don't think this game ever mentions it, although it might be possible to find it in the bodies of Robo-Brains. These brains are suspended in biogel, and it's very obvious that it is once you play Fallout 2, because there's a mission where you can reconstruct a Robo-Brain, and one of the things that you need is biogel, and you actually read a little thing that talks about that. I can't zoom in with this without aggressiveness. I can't right click either. That's kind of interesting. And we got a radio that can be activated. I will not do such criminal things as that. But I don't know whose room this is. Let's see what this one is. I think we know whose room this is. Which probably means that the previous one is Klein's. There's a trunk here with a lot of drained things. I'm not sure. Oh, and teddy bears. Sexy sleepwear. Oh. Mannequins giving each other roses. Or flowers, anyway. No. This is Dr. O's. Or I guess Zero's. And all the deconstructed machines. And I don't know what that is. I don't think I can tell. I don't think it matters either. If you can't tell, it probably doesn't matter. So that's it. Actually, I see that. It isn't anything. You're making it worse. What was I making it worse? In Fallout 2, you create Skynet. You don't create Skynet. It's an empty photo frame. Was it? It looked like he had what's the word? Mountain. That's the word. You don't create Skynet, because what Skynet wants is a robot to live in. Spoilers, by the way. And so you create a robot, and then you upload Skynet to the robot. Or a little. So, yeah. Hey, Klein.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
You have shouted them at me, in fact. I heard one of your previous visitors to the dome spoke to you and asked you some questions.
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you.
Oh, I was making it worse, yes.
From some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
So you say. I'd be honored if I could hear any knowledge the think tank had to share on the sciences that I could then leave with, and, you know, probabilities and things.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
Well, yes. Will they help me now that I talk to you? Maybe. Yeah, you seem like the one in charge. You are...
I am Dr. Klein, Chief Head Researcher of Logistical Operations, and I...
Delivering the danger.
Big Mountain. I am surprised you have not heard of me. I am first in my field. First chair, as it were, back in the days of chairs.
In the days of chair, because they don't exist anymore. for them. Who is Dr. Mobius?
Dr. Mobius was not the horrifying creature you saw up on the screen, twisted by science. He was once one of us, a friend. He researched in directions contrary to the think tank. Brains, 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 always about the brains. So we exiled him. He says he left of his own volition, but that was to save him the embarrassment. Now he sends his intelligence-consuming scorpions from the Forbidden Zone to plunder the secrets of Big Mountain. He is a menace.
I don't remember if I named an episode 6 Geniuses something something, but I didn't make a thumbnail for an episode with the 6 scientists that that show up in the intro for this DLC. And that explains why there's 5 robots in here, and Mobius, naturally. So, yes, they were, supposedly, if not friends, they were colleagues. Robo-Scorpions drain intelligence from living creatures. How? Chems?
I'm not certain. Perhaps it only affects
The Wizard of Oz, I see.
If so, you may be immune. If it is chems, then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it must not be chems, and you need not fear, which means you can test it. Logical.
So, yes. Why do I have this strange passive sensation in here?
It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting, or asking questions, apparently. Have to correct that next time. Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no and not permitted in the think tank. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to anyone outside of Big Mountain. Should have done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression scrub.
But I like to fight.
We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time. Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight.
That's actually... I wonder if it is ever explained why we saw the satellite and were transported here in the first place. Who were these visitors?
Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. They also broke one of my trains.
Okay, well, yeah, it's kind of interesting that they make you basically not be able to kill these things. Obviously, they can die. That's all for now.
Yes, a most goodbye.
That's obviously they can die because of the super bad disease that happens to bad things like this. You what? Oh no! I didn't! Oh, that's quite interesting. And I can't be aggressive right now. That is quite interesting. Okay, we can reload. We can we can reload to make sure that Klein here doesn't die of the super bad disease. But it is interesting because the moment he dies, even though it wasn't me who killed him, he died. Everybody turns aggro. Huh.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet?
See you later, Holy Chaisa. Thank you for showing up.
I have indicated.
Thank you for showing up. Have a good night. Yes, what is this place?
This is the think tank. The nerve
It's good to save scum.
The greatest research center known to man and to us. Here we test and test and test some more in the name of science. Atomic power, nuclear power, and scientific power.
I've heard of this place called the Big Empty.
Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other scientists here.
Scientist. I'd like to know about the Forbidden Zone.
That glowing red scar? That laser lobotomy canyon maze carved in the landscape as if by some child? It is Mobius's fortress. From that hemorrhoidal fissure, he sends his amazing robo-scorpions to terrify and irritate us. He always tended to the dramatic.
Can you tell me more about these pylons?
Ask Boros. I believe he knows more about the fence than any brain. Except maybe Mobius. Mobius was involved in their construction, if I recall. But he's such a hack, he probably was reading off Boros' notes and schematics.
I have some questions about this brain extraction you all performed.
Well, we didn't actually do it. We tried to clean up after, as always, but usually the auto-dock runs on remote. But we programmed it, or Mobius did. Still, this new wrinkle with the Tesla coils in your skull was unexpected. I mean, we predicted we'd have a breakthrough eventually, but Gala knows more. She supervised your spine peel and the heart circumcision, then dumped them both into the tanks in the sink above. Quite sanitary. Sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with lobotomite surgeries. Not sure why.
I'm curious how will you punch the scorpion's death? Yes, I will. I hopefully will have extra damage. I'm not sure if I will have extra damage against him or not. You said before that Mobius might have my brain?
Yes. In all probable likelihoods, yes. Possibly. That it may have gone to Mobius is merely an inkling. I don't know why, but it may be something involving the surgery code. Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself, or it floated off. They get into robots sometimes and go on a tear.
Mobius set up the Autodoc medical routine, so you think he's responsible for the post-organ dump?
Yes. Always leaves back doors into things. Have to keep finding
Nah, I know.
them. The Autodoc is now erased of his routines. It was thorough. Only Mobius would know for sure what happened with the procedure. Perhaps. Well, and your brain, of course, it would know as well.
My brain would know?
It can communicate the procedure when we examine it. It is conceivable to trace its surgical scalpel prints once we have the brain. Might take some time, but your brain has no pain nerve to scream at us while we dissect it. Convenient. I detest screaming in my lab.
It's not the nerves that scream. What's this Autodoc surgery code you mentioned?
Mobius's legacy code was in the old Autodoc. Yes, it fried itself after your procedure, so he couldn't tell for sure. It is unfortunate. We would have benefited from knowing how the breakthrough occurred. Even if we installed another chip, the information is lost.
Why would Mobius want my brain?
Why does he seek our destruction? Why did he build robot scorpions with intelligence training stingers? It is because he hasn't cleaned his biogel in a long time. Clearly he's got some sort of psychological corrosion. He's mad.
Right. So these mechanical robo-scorpions consume intelligence? Are you certain of your findings?
Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. Terrifying. O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion stings.
Well, I think they might have some more conversations for us after I talked to Klein, but I'll talk to you later.
Yes.
I will, indeed. So, that was Klein's room. Oh. Would you guys don't mind if I'm being detected right now. Ooh, I can turn my light on and off. Whoa, I'm being detected even though... My god. Oh. Oh, this is interesting. I think somebody was looking this way. Yeah, blame the scorpions for your stupidity. Yeah, it's drained his intelligence. This looks just like a normal room. with a few more radios in here. It's gonna be Boros's, isn't it? Or 8, rather, not Boros. I got some bottle caps in here. I'm okay with the stim packs that are expired. And another one, and some chems that I will definitely take. Huh. I wonder if there's a room for Mobius around here. Because there are 6 rooms. I think. Unless I'm wrong. This one has a dino toy. Oh, this... Wait. Who's... Footlocker over here? Metal boxes? Oh, Mentats. Yeah, these guys have Mentats for days. Oh my god. I mean, it makes sense as well in the context of the DLC, because there's going to be a lot of science stuff. So if your character isn't good enough at this, then yeah, you're going to have a bad time. And this is another locked one. So this would be Mobius's, I think. Yeah, unless the last one was Mobius, which could be. Could also be Boros's. Oh yeah, it's definitely Boros. I can tell because I think I recall what's going to happen with Boros. But I'm just going to point that out over there. That's Boros's for sure. And this, the hardest lock, is Mobius's. I think. Let me just get these things. Nothing important. Are we good? Bottle caps. Mentats, Radaway. We have more Radaway. Radaway in a radiation suit, which we will not be using. Dr. Mobius's glasses. Wait. They add +2 intelligence. Also explosives. That is an incredibly powerful item. And Mentats. So Dr. Mobius really enjoyed his intelligence. And Nuka-Cola, I suppose. Always time for refreshing Nuka. Down here, we have an I mean, these things are not owned. I'm not really sure why I'm being cautious not to be seen. Just force of habit, really. You should never pick a lock that isn't yours and that isn't in use. And these clearly are in use and are not ours. Dr. Boros.
The lobotomite animal before me.
I will look into it,
What
Harry.
other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal?
Do you always get this dramatic?
Drama? There is no drama in science. As I learned in high school, science is an intellectual pursuit devoid of bestial emotions. Unless, of course, you are a communist. Like Betsy Bright, who sat next to me in math, and her smoking Confederate Richie Marcus. As I learned in my high school, American High, AHS, drama is for movies, things of fiction. Here in the think tank, the only star is science.
Okay. Well, who are you? What do you do here?
Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animology, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain.
Right? That's weird.
The bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
Night Stalkers? Those crazy coyote snake things?
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation.
Also, the Cazadors. What makes you think they haven't escaped?
Because Big Mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. We are their lords and masters.
Contained at Big Mountain. Those things are all over the Mojave.
No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding.
You don't think they're sterile? They breed all right.
I cannot expect a lobotomite
No, let's say that
to
again.
understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts.
I don't think they're. No, I don't think they're sterile. They breed, all right. That's probably how that. That's probably how that line should have been said because I misread it. Yeah, the second line. I'm gonna go with the second line. Go ahead. You might make me more fertile or impregnate me.
Impregnate you? What? Do you want to make me vomit inside my tank? The mere notion makes the edges of my biomed gel crystallize into asymmetrical patterns.
You don't seem to have a grasp on your own research.
Nonsense! That is what you speak. Nonsense from beyond. I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. I knew facts. I knew figures. I knew data. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict ourselves, so do not even try.
So, Night Stalkers were created for what purpose? And did you create the Cazadors?
In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards with a great static, or beyond. There were the tarantula.
So extra.
And something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why are we even debating this? What you ask is of no importance. Mobius besieges us. There are more important things to worry about than data and facts.
Okay, whatever. I want to know more about Mobius and the Forbidden Zone.
The malignant tumor that is Mobius plagues us all. His hunger for power, insatiable. From his lair in the Forbidden Zone, his terrifying Robo-Scorpion army clicks and whirs across the crater of Big Mountain, ever seeking, ever stinging. He must be stopped, or all of Big Mountain shall be destroyed.
This guy is so extra. Tell me about this radar fence around the crater.
The radar fence protects us all. If evidence is correct, the one who built it is me. It keeps anything with a disembodied brain inside, like us, and anything without a brain also inside. It is the ultimate defense against communist aggression. There'll be no infectious ideas on my watch.
Wait a minute. That means you're trapped here.
Trapped? Nonsense! We are secure here from evil philosophies. Ever since my anxiety-filled days of powerlessness and being bullied in American high school, I have dreamed of such security as the fence. That and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend, like Richie Marcus and Betsy Bright. Who's laughing now, Betsy? I hope you and Richie are happy smoking in your radioactive coffins. I'm glad you never came to my birthday party.
but there's a whole world beyond this place.
No! Beyond is death, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. No matter where these strange humans wander in from with their ideas and new brains, there is nothing beyond Big Mountain.
Doesn't that prove you're wrong?
Enough! Stop filling my precious brain cell units with irrelevant data. You sound like the other visitors, making wild claims of a world beyond, where there is a war beyond war. It is unproven and unthinkable. Bother the other doctors with your crackpot theories. I have no time. None of us do.
Why doesn't Klein want these particular technologies? Sorry. I keep misreading my lines for some reason. Why does Klein want these particular technologies?
There is logic and purpose in it. If these technologies are needed to pierce the Forbidden Zone, so be it. Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands, we would be nigh unstoppable.
Can you tell me about the big mountain?
It is our home, threatened by the horrors of Mobius. All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater, until we have our answers. But no, Mobius will not let us rest, scaring us with his scary robots with their laser tails and blowing up all the time.
Blowing up. Yes, I saw the expanse from the balcony. You've made a mess of this landscape.
It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of our test cities. Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore. So the crater became our testing grounds for science.
So many things. What was this explosion?
Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. Much more pleasing to our monitors. And the crater helps keep everything inside, because it is bowl-shaped.
And you had test cities?
Yes. In the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town, community, or city was just right, we could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do, get permission, sometimes. If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed.
It's interesting that he mentions that Vault-Tec was much better at it, that it had to ask for permission. No, they had to ask for permission, and assuming that means that Vault-Tec didn't have to ask for permission. I don't know that it makes sense for these doctors to know that Vault-Tec made the Vault Experiment project, because it's supposed to be a secret to the inhabitants of the Vault, but not necessarily to the overseers, but to the inhabitants. Obviously, these are top secret scientists and a bunch of other stuff, but this game has a precedent of treating that secret as everybody knows about it. A couple of times, in fact, in the main game, and I referenced it, I mentioned it when we came upon it, because it is not known. People do not know. In fact, you can play Fallout 1 and 2 a lot, and you can forget that detail, and it's in Fallout 2 that you learn that they were an experiment. In fact, in Fallout 1, they weren't, like they were never planned to be made into an experiment or to be designed. Basically, the vaults and the vault project weren't designed as experiments. In the game, they were designed canonically to be in the game. They were designed canonically to be experiments, but the Tim Kaine and Leo Boyarsky and Jason D. Anderson, when they wrote Fallout, they didn't write them as the vaults being experiments. I believe when they wrote Fallout 2, because Fallout 2 is like a cohesion of many writers, but I believe that it was still under Tim Kaine and Leo Boyarsky's leadership that Fallout 2 went in that direction, but it might have not been. I don't know about the detail, because it is a detail. It is just a thing. It isn't a very important aspect of Fallout 2. Yeah, but still, I had other questions.
Submit your questions. I shall respond with deadly answers.
And in fact, it is such a detail that Fallout Tactics, which came out after Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics completely bastardizes all the canon and just goes against whatever, all that stuff in Fallout 2. And people played Fallout Tactics and most people, or many people, didn't even notice that it went against the lore of Fallout 2, because it is just a tiny detail in Fallout 2. Fallout 3 really explains some of the lore. The problem with Fallout 3 is that it was written by completely different people. People who didn't like Fallout 1 and 2, and also contradicts Fallout 1 and 2. Fallout 3 contradicts a lot of the lore. I never liked Brotherhood of Steel. It isn't... Did I say Brotherhood of Steel? I mentioned... Did I say Brotherhood of Steel? It is Brotherhood of Steel. The complete title is Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel. But Fallout Brotherhood of Steel is another game that I never played. And it's also trash. And I have read the design document, which is also trash. And made by bad people. Bad people. Whoever designed that was bad, like a bad person. Just like bad. Fallout 3, 4, Tactics, and 74 are not canon, says Harry. That sounds about right. Also, you forgot about Fallout Vault. And you forgot about Fallout Online. Actually, Fawnline, I believe is the name. You forgot about Fallout Online, which is a different thing, although it never... Was it ever released? I don't think Fallout Online was ever released. It was, wasn't it? It wasn't. No. Fawnline is a different game. And there was another Fallout game for mobile that I forgot the name of. Was it Fallout Mobile? It was only available for Java phones. I don't know who made it. Also, it was published with virus in it, but whatever. It was a thing. Fallout Shelter, thank you. Thank you, Arrogant. I think I have that game. I've never played it. CRPG should play Vanport and Tech Demo. I have played Vanport and Tech Demo. I think I have it in my computer. But I could do a video on it. I remember the day it was released. It was 2008, I think. On the 1st of April, I think. No, it was released on the 8th of April. But the video of it was on the 1st of April. Yeah, I think that's the timeline. I'm not 100% sure, actually. It was released before New Vegas was out, though. The folks at No Mutants Allowed got their hands... Actually, a specific mod. I don't remember who their name was. But one of the... I think it was the old admin of No Mutants Allowed, because at the time there was already another one. Got his hands on the code, because he probably talked with the people at Obsidian at the time. No, wait. Who would have had access to that? It probably was Leo Boyarsky, who have had that code for some reason. Video of the tech demo was released in New Mutants Allowed. April 30, thank you, 2008. I was confused on the dates. I knew it was somewhere around April. Followed by a tech demo itself on May the 2nd, which I played on May the 2nd. Yeah. It works. At least it worked on my Windows XP machine. Although it was 2007, so it might have been Windows 7 at the time. No, Windows 7 is 2008. When the beta version came out, which I started using on October of that year, I think. I started using Windows 7 before it was actually final. I was so done with XP at the time, but obviously I wasn't going to use Vista because... Ugh. But yeah. Dream of Me was the song of the movie. Well, a very nice rendition of the song. It wasn't the original version. It was a cover. Dream a Little Dream of Me, originally by Ella Fitzgerald, I think. Potentially by other people. Really, really lovely song. And it was very appropriate. But yeah, very, very... it's very cool that we have access to that thing. Fake nerd. Do I not know? Was it? Do I not know? Doris Day. Yeah, it was Doris Day. That's right. Was it actually her? Was it Doris Day who sang in that video? Nah, that was a cover. I know the song in the video is not like any song that I could find ever of that song, but it's Doris Day. I recognize the name. But I prefer Ella Fitzgerald. Although her covers tend to be a little bit more fancy. In the 50s, they were weird in terms of music. They just add things. It's weird. But followed by the record of Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald. Ella has a solo version of it as well. The one with Louis Armstrong is the one that's more famous. And it's like really, really out there. I don't like it too much. It's like... it's overly produced. I like the simple nature of the song, and that one is just way too out there. And yeah, it's not my kind of thing. Never mind, we've spoken enough.
Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
For any of us. There will be a next time for any of us. I tried to play it, I couldn't get past the first map. I think I got into the second map. It was a vault. You had access to a vault. I don't remember how he got in there. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything up here. Harry was saying that I missed a locker. This is just one locker. And it's Nuka-Cola. And this locker over here is empty. This one over here has a radiation suit, so yeah. No lockers. Oh! There's the 6 doctors that I was talking about in the thumbnail before. Mamas and Papas did a good cover of the Dream a Little Dream of Me. I'm pretty sure I've heard of it. I've heard it. Not all the it. Although that would also be appropriate to say, but not what I want to say. So that leaves us with Dr. 8. Can you speak? Do you understand me? Your voice module got damaged, I heard, in an attack. Is that a yes or a no? Or a yes-no? I'm pretty sure you can understand me, and I want some answers. Your damaged voice module, can you tell me about the attack? I didn't catch that. Maybe the part of the damage? Who are you? Sounds important, I think. Do you know anything about Dr. Mobius or the Forbidden Zone? You're going to pop a monitor shaft if you keep that up. Can you tell me about these technology... Can you tell me about these technologies, Klein, once? You sound agitated, or you're percolating, or something. Wait. After listening a bit, that's Robco Termlink protocol you're broadcasting, right? I'm just full of surprises. Nice pun on the Heather file ref. I agree. If someone would take the time, you're more than just some defects in a tank. If that's Robco Link, the Termlink protocol, doesn't that mean it can be hacked? It'll only take a second to violate your rights and make your voice mine. All right. Let's see what you have. I'll take these energy cells and some microfusion cells. Now unlock your room. I want what's in there. Just kidding. I've already been in there. And lastly, if I ever need you to blindly agree with me, you will. Understood? I know it won't work on attack protocols. Still, I may need someone on my side in a debate. You don't really have a choice. And thanks for the gear. About when I first arrived, tell me you didn't sound ejaculate into my sound emitter. Well, there had to be some other way to fire it up. Can we at least talk it over next time? Now that we know each other better, can you tell me about the sound emitter? Yeah, I understood that part already. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Higgs Village. Can you point it out on my Pip-Boy? So your house is there. So there's an emitter code in your house in Higgs? Oh, 2 codes. One for the jukebox and one for the opera. Nice. I'll keep an eye out. I'll be going now. Don't worry. I don't think he likes me. Calm down, I don't plan on hacking your voice module this time. I wanted to ask you some questions. Nah, I'll be going. Huh. I'll give you back some of the stuff because I really don't need it. I'll just keep the energy cells just in case. Huh. Yep. Ooh, what is that? Lobotomite goggles. Minus intelligence, that is a bad thing. That, I don't like it. Hey, Klein.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet?
No, I was just talking about the, you know, other robots, scientists, whatever.
And you return as curious as a teddy bear.
I have some questions.
How randomized.
No, it's fine.
Until our next interaction.
Mm-hmm. So they basically don't say anything new. That's alright. Oh, maybe you do.
Predictable.
I heard you and 8 were attacked by previous visitors.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Tell me what happened.
This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, 8 tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but...
Yeah, the moment he mentioned the bomb colors, it was clearly Elijah. Who were the others?
2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker.
This is the
and the
courier.
last one, not sure when he showed
No,
up.
that's
Thought the
Christine.
first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow.
There it is.
The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, so the first one was clearly Christine. The other one was the courier, whom we have not met. Why is that, by the way? Why? What about that thing with Klein?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
Yeah, he said something about that. I think we've spoken long enough.
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
Absolutely. So, do I want to go to Higgs Village first? This is a dead end, by the way. This place. Yeah. Do I want to go to Higgs Village? Because I might have, let's go back to the sink. Because I might have something for the auto dog in here. Because, didn't they give me? No. Didn't do anything here. What a shame. But in Higgs Village, we're going to get the... So this is to the think tank, the elevator. Let's go. Yeah, in Higgs Village, we're going to get 2 things. So let's find out what that is all about. The appliances are all disabled. It is daytime. I do enjoy it when it is daytime. We still have the soundtrack out here, which is a bit awkward, but we have a huge landscape to explore. And a huge map as well. So, let's look at our quests. Go to the sink and install the Central Intelligence Unit. Ah, my mentats. I think I need to go up...
You will not escape the eyes of my robo-scorpions or their pincers.
I see somebody down there. It is an enemy. I know that much. And also we can see that in our compass. Let's go up there. Time to follow the yellow brick road, says Harry. Actually, you were absolutely right. It is time to go up to the top. To the sink. This thing. Sonic Emitter Revelation, now available in the vendor interface.
Salutations and felicitations, sir, and a most jocund welcome to the sink. I am your electronic valet and household central processor. May I be of service, sir?
First off, I'm going to try to fix the audio because I'm pretty sure this is effects. It is not. What a surprise. But it's way too loud. Wait, what? It's radio. The radio is on. Are you some kind of artificial intelligence?
Regrettably not, sir. All modules
I will call him Arthur, yeah.
synthetic personalities atop a mundane operating system. There is no intelligence here, sir.
You mean there are other personality modules here?
Indeed, sir. Though if Sir's aim is to activate them, I lament to inform, sir, that most have been offline for some years. If Sir were to ask my opinion, I should venture that Sir is better off without them. However, if Sir is determined to inflict upon Sir's self their dubious services, Sir might locate backup personality disks elsewhere in the facility.
But why is that?
The other modules are rather erratic, sir. Their personality matrices are built on flawed logic and have not weathered the years well, sir.
So I can access their functions without loading the personality holotapes?
Tragically, the core operating systems are also located on the personality tapes, sir. Once the tape is installed, Sir may request I switch their dialectic interfaces off, and I shall oblige with great delectation. However, Sir will still be required to locate and install a backup holotape to access their functionality.
Snorkhugger, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the stream. 4 months, thank you very much, you're very generous. And welcome on in, yes, welcome. It has been a while, by the way, I think. Have you been... Nah, I think you've seen me play New Vegas, but it has been a while. For not being an AI, Arthur is very intelligent. Well, he definitely is very, very opinionated. Why are there so many personality modules?
As I am given to understand, sir, this facility was once the property of a Dr. Mobius. He crafted the personality modules as part of a collection of experiments on the subject of machine-human interface. As to the reason for the unusual choices of devices to receive the modules, I cannot say.
Never mind, let me ask something else.
Indubitably, sir.
What services do you provide?
In addition to managing the personality
was a crackle.
matrices of the other household utilities,
Oh, you saw me play Prey. Prey is so good. I'll be playing Prey in 2 days' time, next Thursday.
Whence tiny robots shall deliver them forthwith to this very domicile.
I need my equipment repaired.
Very good, sir.
Unfortunately, that costs scaps. Which is very unfortunate. That said, it doesn't cost them, but I'm still stingy as hell. I don't have enough caps in my life. So this all needs to be activated. Okay.
Might I be of service, sir?
Yeah, I'd like to buy things.
Very good, sir. If I might suggest a table wine, the 64 Atomic Claret is a lovely little vintage.
14,000. That is what I'm talking about. That patient gown. Yeah, you can keep that. That patient gown is good though. It's expensive. This is such good armor. I'll leave it around. I mean, it's the unique armor. I'll sell it. Sell it! It's unique, but it doesn't matter. It really does not, because we're not going to use it, so that's it. that's the whole thing. And some Dark Datura. We're not going to make any more of those, so we're good on that. And I'm pretty sure we're never going to need survival, because we have maxed out survival. And we're never going to need med, because we also have maxed out med. And to be honest, the game does leave out a lot of the, use a little bit of gun skills to be able to talk about guns. It leaves it out from the end game, so it's it's totally fine if I don't have it. So carrying a lot of items over here. And the ammo. I'll sell a little bit, because I don't think I'll be using the emitter, but I'm pretty sure it uses ammo like this, so thanks for the money. And
Sir is looking exceptionally sharp today, if sir will permit the compliment.
I will indeed. I will permit and welcome it. Do compliment me. Well, so there's something... The soundtrack. There's something really bad. The mysterious broadcast is broadcasting. And it started without me telling it to. And that is very bad. Because the game has an amazing soundtrack, and it doesn't make any sense for you to butcher everything, including the game soundtrack, with that. And it's the only time, so far, in the whole game, where the radio is turned on. It's, I'm very upset. I'm very upset. Very upset. So, that's that mission done. And all my friends have off switches. So I do have to find the missing modules. We have to find any trace of Gabe in Higgs Village. And the sonic emitter upgrade. There's a bunch of things to do. So, this is a very expensive area. The enemies don't matter. We're not going to deal with the enemies, because dialogue is where this DLC is at. And enemies are mostly... we have seen that. We have seen that. So, unless we have like an interesting sneak mission or something like that. So we need to go... Ooh, oh yeah, to a really cool area. I remember that area from the first time I played the game. Let's go. And thus starts the way I'm gonna edit the Let's Play, which is gonna be to not include any of the combat. Or the Let's Play, specifically this DLC's Let's Play. Because it is really completely irrelevant. And it's kind of like, oh no, they wanted to make a game, but without combat? They can't have a game without combat. Right? It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah, but it's a bad feature. It's the worst feature that I dislike greatly. Because the radio, I have mentioned it a few times, but it just reminds me how Bethesda thought that the best version of Fallout was to be like GTA is, and then Bethesda just had to appease, because a lot of people like the radio, and it's totally fine to like the radio. Let's see. Ooh, lobotomite jumpsuit adds to strength. That's actually kind of nice. It's totally fine to like the radio, but I don't. But the point is, it is because they wanted to be more like GTA. That's it. And that's why they have 3Dog. That's why they have news, and it's like... Also, it's like lore breaking, tone breaking, very, very breaking in Men of Tone. It's just like all sorts of bad things. We're off to see the wizard. We are off to see somebody. Hey, stop it. Something back here. Ulysses Point. They're shooting at me. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. Oh, that's kind of fun. Higgs Village. Okay, we found it. That's fun. Ulysses Point is up there on the rock. Yeah, I figured. I remember something. Does this have anything? Because big mutant cave fungus. It does have, but no enemies. So this is good news. So what I do is I recorded the Let's Play. Look at it. Very interesting satellite dishes. And that is Higgs Village. And this is Ulysses' Point. It looks like a cave to me, rather than a point. With some ammo. What is that? Oh, that's ammo? The tiniest case of ammo ever. You can't fool me. That is that's a smaller version of a normal case. I think I've seen that case in the game, and it is smaller, I think. And just some energy cells in here. Mine boxes. Wow. They really expect me to fight, don't they? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Mostly because... Well, we are. There's a lot of enemies, but good enemies. They're good enemies. There's the ham radio over there. Some binoculars. And the patient log Y17.9 and Y17.5.
Didn't think you'd make it back.
Oh, I didn't expect these to be here.
Didn't think you'd make it back.
Almost didn't.
I wonder who killed all of the lobotomites. Right?
The gods in this place
Nah, it's fine.
did a good job of making them question the way of things.
Do you know where he went?
He's gone to the Sierra Madre. That's a special kind of hell.
This is Christine's
He won't
voice.
come back. Someone smarter and tougher is going to kill him. If the Madre doesn't,
I have to go.
That's the
after
courier,
him.
isn't it?
I'm not going to talk you out of it. Know what it means to track someone you share history with. Got a meeting of my own.
That is the courier.
That courier?
Get him to come to me. Got a message for him. Like the message he had for me. Make them walk the road west, straight
The Divide. There's nothing there.
Nothing there. Like the big empty. The Sierra Madre. No. The old world sleeps there. Sure as the flag I carry. The courier knows the way. And at the Divide, he and I, there, we'll have an ending to things.
That was Christine and the courier, the other courier. We've never heard the original voice of Christine. We have only heard Vera Key's voice. Well, Laura Bailey's voice, really. I don't know who this is, though, the voice actress. But yeah, that's the Divide. That's the last DLC. And it's also the first time we hear the courier talking. Although not the first time we hear the voice actor talking. No, actually, wait a minute. We have heard the courier talking. We just didn't know it was the courier. And it was in the ending of Honest Hearts. Possibly even before that we heard it. Maybe in the ending of Sierra Madre. But I didn't realize that. What about this thing?
Don't want to argue philosophy with you. Brotherhood or preservation?
Isn't that a president? Ulysses S.
In the
Grant?
wrong hands. It's dangerous. Mojave's proof.
No denying that. Proof's here in this crater, all around us. Your tribe, the Brotherhood. Haven't met many of you. Wanted to. Thought you might be the last chance for the Mojave, the West, the East. But you're all the same mind. Obsessed.
Elijah is obsessed. He's mad. It's why they ordered his execution.
Two are more alike than you know. Too wrapped up in the wrong bits of history to see ahead. Not judging. I know how it is. People are like couriers. You and him. Sometimes don't even know the message they bring. You all had a new flag. Thought maybe new ideas along with it. What you believe isn't any better than the bear or bull. No future in either.
So says the man with the old world flag on his back. America, the Commonwealth, burned away.
America sleeps. And until it's dead, I carry it. Just like I carried you. More than hope. Belief. There's voices here in the big empty. I want to talk to them. Not like your Elijah did. Got questions. Want to hear history give its answer.
I wonder what flag he has. I'm gonna try to remember to be on the lookout for that. The old world flag. That is the... That could be the... you know, the current modern day United States flag. The one with the 50 stars and 13 stripes, if I'm not mistaken. But the actual canonical flag at 2077 in Fallout is one with a one big star surrounded by... I don't know how many stars it is surrounded by, but it is surrounded by stars in place of the 50 stars on the upper left quadrant of the flag. It's actually not a quadrant of the United States. It's got a specific name, but I'm gonna want to be on the lookout for that because the game, canonically, the old, as we found out in this very Let's Play, the modern day United States flag is used in Fallout and was used in 2077 interchangeably with the Commonwealth flag. I'm not really sure the political implications of that, but it was used interchangeably. Although I think if you really want to be Fallouty, you want to use the one with a circle of stars. It's mostly cut from the base game. Nice. It would not fit in the disc. Oh, that's interesting. And this is Higgs Village. This is very similar to that village that you visit in Fallout 3 when you time travel. It's not really time travel, but you do time travel. Sort of. I'm gonna say that there's nothing interesting in those boxes. But is there something interesting in these houses? Because this is where Dr. Boros would be. Lovely flowers. This isn't Oblivion, though. So no need to pick flowers. A lunchbox and a bottle cap. A couple of bottle caps, in fact. 3 bottle caps for 3... Oh, no, there's a lot of bottle caps. Huh. Time to find Toto? Toto. Yeah, I don't remember. Toto. I do remember fighting here. So I'll just look for things in these. In these up here. I think we come here to get something later. Dorothy's dog from Wizard of Oz. Oh, still don't know anything. Nothing. Ow! Wow, that thing hurts. Also, this is how you fight Deathclaws. It almost killed me. What in the world? Stripe. With an egg timer inside. Gabe. I think Gabe... might have died. Gabe's bowl. I was gonna miss that, actually. Trying to find any traces of Gabe in Higgs Village. See if you can find more evidence of Gabe in X8. Yes. Yes, I will. Oh, rock flowers. Okay. I was just looking around the back door, the back alleys and whatnot, and all of a sudden I'm attacked by a mini Deathclaw. You know, as you do. Just normal Nuka-Cola there. Gabe Newell? Would it be Gabe Newell? Stripe? Doesn't have anything to do with Newell, does it? I don't know what Newell means. I'm not going to include a single... Well, actually, I might include plastic skeletons in the Let's Play. I hope I don't. But I might. So let's go into the houses then, I suppose. Bobby Pin. And 000. Oh. Securitron Mark 1? These are just here. Oh, and there's an intercom. Oh, wait, this is where the scientists lived, isn't it? It makes sense. Does it mean... Oh, this is Zero's house. Radios. Yeah, it would make sense. Hi! In the Museum of Technology. Yes, we have been there. Foot locker. A desk with some bottle caps. I'll take the bottle caps. And an audio sample for a giant tarantula. Wait, what? You have found a recalibration file for the sonic emitter. Take it to the jukebox in the sink to recalibrate the sonic emitter for new effects. Sonic tarantula. Well, that's for the weapon that I don't use. It's fine. It is a weapon, but it also works for... Oh, I can drink. That's really nice. It also works for disabling force fields, I think. Just quick save too late. Wait. What do you mean, just quick save? What happened, Harry? Oh, because I was fighting it. Right. Because quick save before fighting. Don't worry about it. I never die. That thing hit like a truck, though. Full powered armor, playing on normal, and still took like more than half my health with a single hit. I think that's enough. Scientist glove. That's interesting. It is a weapon. It just sucks. So I'll just fix my pushy with it. So... got a few radios. And a kitchen. With some food. Actually, you know what? I'll take the squirrel on a stick. Because why not? Oh, this guy didn't like Mr. House. Because that is Mr. House. One of only 2 places that Mr. House shows up in. How curious. Okay, so next house. Wait. That's 0. Of course it's 0. 0, 0, 0. But the 0 is missing. It's not an extra 0. Door to 0, 0. No, wait. What the hell? Is it an extra 0? Because that... This is... No, 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 no. Wait a minute. The name is Doctor's Door to 0, 0. But the house itself is 0, 0, 0. This is 0, 0, 4. Okay. Lovely place. I'm gonna say Boris. Let's find out. Uganatha Ricard, welcome to the stream. I didn't see that you have the same color on my screen as Harry. I didn't see that you were new to the stream, so welcome on in. Stripe is a reference to the Gremlins movie series, as is the chicken leg lying on the ground in front of the doghouse. I never watched Gremlins. Very bad at everything, as you well know. Iguana bits in there, just generally not anything interesting. Shows up only with the Wild Wasteland, which I do have. Even with Wild Wasteland, the references are less aggressive. This is Dala then. Speech skill book. I don't need that, but that is pretty decent. We have a radio as well. All the teddy bears. That one fell. It wasn't me. Yep, definitely Dallas. And I like the dirty pre-war business wear and sexy sleepwear. A lot of sexy sleepwear, in fact. But dirty. Dirty. Foot locker over here with some bottle caps. And that's about it, really. Yep. That's about it. I'm throwing things around. Okay, next one over here is... Can't tell very well. 108. Actually, we can just look at what opens it. And this... Oh, it's a lot of portraits. This could be... It's a lot of time as well. I don't know. There's a radio here, making noise. But we don't think about that. Yeah, I was gonna say this could be Boros. But I wonder if that's true. Oh, this might be the radio that is making noise. The Sing Project jukebox. But nothing that would otherwise tell us of the identity of whoever this belongs to. A lot of jukeboxes. I mean, it could be 8. Opera singer for an audio sample. Yeah. You have found a recalibration file for the sonic emitter. Take it to the jukebox in the sink to recalibrate the sonic emitter for new effects. Yes. And there is a suitcase in here. So let's operate within the premise that this might be 8s. Nah, it's just some money. I mean, I guess it makes sense that it would be 8 with the radios and whatnot. But, yeah. I think... Wait. Are those portrait... What the hell are those? Are those unique for here? I don't know. Huh. We might have to operate off of the premise of exclusion of parts. We have 103. And the light always turns off when we get in here. Very upsetting. This one is a basement. And flower. I'll go into the basement, naturally. But... Oh, there's a cage as well. Ooh, squirrel stew is okay. I'll take that. What about upstairs? There's a television set here. Hmm. A cage. Boris's basement key. There it is. So it is Boris. And the other one must have been 8 then. Because it certainly wasn't Boris, because unless Boris has to... Wait, what the hell? There's a knife in here. There's Dad written on the floor. In an airplane. There's a picture. It's making noise, this dinosaur. There's kids' pictures on the floor. That is not by mistake. Oh, and there's also a medicine skill book, which we also do not need. But of course, knowing all about this makes it very easy to not ruin your skills, because all you need to do is not max those out, because you can make skill books. It's not very hard either. I think all you need is... oh, I guess we're going to find out what we need. But I think all we need is like burned books, and that's it. Or pristine pre-war skill books. Look at that teddy bear. With knives put in it. Dog hide. I don't know what he's up to. Did he... Oh, I know what he's up to. These are where he made his experiments, or possibly where he made his experiments for the Night Stalkers. But what about the Cazadors? I don't think over here... Oh, wait a minute. That's what the cages are. That's where the Cazadors came from. These cages. They're all obviously open. They're modeled to be open. Like the model itself, it doesn't seem to even have a door. Just... Oh my god, yeah. That is the thing. Do you want to become famous? Oh, they didn't write it weird this time around. I can fix that, I think. Maybe. I can't, actually. I tried it last time. It doesn't work. Nice jukebox. I wish I had one in IRL. Go back to Dallas home and grab a teddy bear. Really? I'm gonna do that. Hiccup. And of course... Oh, no, it does. Okay. What the hell?